If you've been avoiding relationships or sexual situations because you're not sure if you're going to stay hard, or if you feel that pull between really wanting connection and sexual experiences, but you don't really want to go through the embarrassment and pain of losing an erection, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to actually use starting a new relationship as a superpower to overcome your erection issues. I know that sounds like a tall tale, but I can assure you from my own experience, the worst mistake I ever made while I was trying to heal my sexual anxiety was avoiding sex and relationships. Because the only way that you'll ever know you're past this problem is by being able to have sex, by knowing you can do it. So even if what I'm saying sounds difficult, just bear with me. Let's use your imagination for a moment. If I handed you a magic wand and you could create the most perfect situation for yourself to work through this, and let's remove imaginary situations where you instantly fix it because those aren't realistic. But genuinely, if we set up your life for the most advantageous situation for you to overcome it, what would that look like? Well, I can tell you from having talked to over 1,000 guys about this problem and having had it myself, that situation is basically that you have a woman that you really like and she really likes you and she knows about this problem, and not only does it not turn her off, but she feels empathy towards you and she really wants to help you work through it, and she doesn't feel any pressure to have sex or put any pressure on you to have sex. So if you're like, Cam, that's imaginary. The truth is that it's actually not. It's really easy to actually have this kind of relationship, but you're probably just don't understand how to make it happen, and so it feels really scary. And so I know this is a problem that a lot of guys are struggling with, and it creates a lot of pain. So I've actually created a free kind of step-by-step guide on how to create this kind of relationship to make overcoming this problem way easier. And if you want access to it, it's totally free. It's my gift to you. It's down below in the description. So one of the keys to really making sure that what I'm talking about is doable, one of the first things that needs to happen is we need to crush a belief of yours that's causing you a lot of pain that isn't true. So the most common words that I hear from guys are, I feel broken, or I don't feel like a man. And the thing is that this isn't true. And what it ends up doing is it makes you just feel hopeless. And in actuality, this problem is extremely fixable for almost everyone who's dealing with it. And I know every guy there is afraid of that word almost, but the truth is that you just got a bad sexual education, okay? You learned that there's a one-size-fits-all way to have sex, and you must have sex in this way. And because of that, you put a lot of expectations on yourself about how sex should go instead of learning how it actually goes and what actually turns you on and what you actually are as a sexual being. So the process of healing these erections is actually really fun. It's about learning that there's things that you thought about yourself that aren't true, and you get to learn about what actually turns you on. And when you learn how to do this, sex actually becomes really easy. Like it's not a difficult thing. Like I'm sure at some point in your life, you've probably gotten an erection at a time where you didn't want it. You weren't trying. It's a completely different way that you were experiencing that than you probably are right now, where you're like trying to figure out how to put as much effort into trying to make it go well and like avoiding it not going well and trying to protect your feelings. And there's all this like crap that's now covering up what sex really is, which is it's just a way for you to have fun, have a lot of pleasure, and connect with another person. And at the end of the day, you're just scared. Right now, you're scared of the consequences of losing an erection. Is it going to be embarrassing? Is she going to make fun of you? Is she going to tell someone? Is she going to be unsatisfied? Insert all of the reasons that guys get afraid of it. And the way to work through that is by seeing that they're not true. Most women are very empathetic and they're very caring and they want to help you. But you have to, first of all, find the right women. And second of all, you have to have the right conversations about it. If you come into a relationship with a woman with the idea that I'm broken and you have to be so apologetic that you're going through this and that you're creating pain for her and all this kind of stuff, you're setting yourself up to fail. Because the reality of this is that you're not broken. It's a very fixable problem. And all you need is somebody who's willing to just be a little bit patient and nurture you. Because at the end of the day, this has been really painful for you. It doesn't matter if you've had this problem for 3 months or 30 years. It causes a tremendous amount of pain. And when something in our life is painful, what we need to be nurtured. We need to be taken care of. We need somebody that can look at that part of ourselves that we're so ashamed of and we're so worried about, and say, it's okay. I love you anyway. It's totally fine. I want to help. And if you put yourself in that situation, that's what healing really looks like. The reason that you haven't really made progress with this isn't because it's not fixable. It's because your approach has been wrong. It's something that needs to be healed. And the process of healing is paired with the process of learning about yourself. And when you pair those two things together, what happens is that you become like, you learn how to not lose erections, not because the anxiety goes away or something like that, but because right now, how you get hard is a process that you don't really understand. When you were like 13, you would just get hard instantly, and so you just think of it as being this automatic thing that happens, but it's not. There's a process behind what creates an erection. And because you never learned that, when it stopped working, you never learned how to fix it. And so this process is super beautiful, and it's super, super fixable. Like, if you're dealing with anxiety, and even if you're concerned like this is a physical problem, if you pay attention, you're also experiencing anxiety. And so what I would strongly recommend is, assuming that you're a relatively healthy guy, fix the anxiety first. Because if you fix the anxiety, there's a good chance your erections will come back. And this problem is something that can drag on for years if you don't face it. So I really recommend that if you avoid these relationships, what's going to happen is that you're just going to make this problem worse. So run head first at relationships, but find the right one. And if you want to learn how to do that, once again, I created a free gift just for you guys, because I know how many of you are struggling with this. And this is something that I struggled with personally. I avoided relationships for 5 years. And in actuality, my erection problems would have been fixed in a very short period of time if I'd known what to do. So if you want that kind of help, there is a link down below to the relationship code to teach you how to use this to heal your erections permanently. All right, I'll see you in the next video.